Hey guys, I'm Geekman, and today I'm going to be starting off this show with a fast pace with the fastest man alive, the Flash. So tap into the Speed Force, put on your friction-proof suits, and let's run faster than light. This is Superheroes, physically speaking. The Flash is a comic book superhero owned by the company DC Comics. The Flash identity has been the burden of several people over the years. The first man to put on the red suit was the kettle helmet wearing Jay Garrick. His successor was Barry Allen, the most famous Flash, and he was later replaced by his nephew Wally West and his grandson from the future, Bart Allen, the last two of whom started as Kid Flash before maturing into full Flashhood. All four of these incarnations, however, draw their power from the same thing, the Speed Force. The Speed Force is a fictional, extra-dimensional energy which surrounds and flows through the entire universe, kinda like the Force in Star Wars. Like Jedi wielding the Force, speedsters like the four Flashes, Zoom, Trajectory, and Reverse Flash, wield this extra-dimensional Speed Force to move through our physical universe at insanely high speeds. For today's episode, I'm mainly going to focus on Barry Allen, because he's the longest running, most famous and fan favourite Flash, not to mention being the Flash featured in the CW TV show and in the newly rising DCEU. Plus he's my favourite Flash. Following the story told in the CW TV show, Barry Allen's mother was murdered by a speedster, the Reverse Flash, when he was 11 years old, and his father was wrongfully imprisoned for it, inspiring him to become a crime scene investigator so he could solve his mother's murder and free his father, as well as to help stop other crimes. At the same time, Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash, posing as Dr. Harrison Wells, caused a particle accelerator explosion, releasing a wave of dark matter over the city. Barry was struck by lightning as the wave of dark matter rolled over him, knocking him into some CSI chemicals. The result was a 9-month coma, followed by the ability to run faster than light. I'd say that was a pretty successful day in the office. The Speed Force grew in Barry, and in the comics, when he eventually faced death, he ran back in time and became the very bolt of lightning which gave him his powers. Now, this is all very nice, but how fast can he actually go? And how could he do this without breaking physics? The fastest the Flash has ever run came about not in the CW TV show or DCEU movies, but in the comics when, in Flash the Human Race, a pair of seemingly omnipotent beings take the fastest speedsters from several worlds and have them race. During a break, the Flash makes a bet with these beings. He will race them to Earth, and if he wins, they must spare the planet and not make him race again. They agree, knowing they can teleport, and this is instantaneous travel. You can't go faster than instantaneous travel. An instant is a fractional amount of time, so small it is the smallest anything can go. Just as movies are usually played at 24 or 48 frames per second, time moves in these frames. Each Planck instant is a frame of time. It's about 2 times 10 to the minus 42 seconds long, or that big number appearing on your screen now. So, the Flash accesses more of the Speed Force than ever before. He tells everyone on Earth to start running, and he uses all their kinetic energy, and all his own, and all the energy the Speed Force can offer him, and he crosses half of the entire universe in a Planck instant. He claims he is moving at a trans-time velocity, which is a fancy word that the writers made up. But let's put some physics onto this number. The radius of the observable universe is about 45 billion light years. Light moves at 299,792,458 meters per second. So a light year is 299,792,458 meters per second, times 3,600 seconds is an hour, to 24 hours in a day, times 365.24-ish days in a year. A light year, therefore, is about 9,460,471,451,867,088 meters. 45 billion of these is, well, very, very big. So, in order for the Flash to travel this distance in so little time, he must be going very, very fast. Let's go over some other fast stuff to give you an idea. Usain Bolt, the fastest man in real life, ran 100 meters in 9.58 seconds, so he can run at about 10.4 meters a second. Sonic the Hedgehog usually runs at about 1,500 meters a second. Quicksilver from Marvel usually runs at 3,000 meters a second, but he also once ran at 192,000 meters a second. Light, the fastest thing that really exists in the universe, goes at 299,792,458 meters per second in a vacuum. Let's go faster.
The USS Enterprise NCC-1701 at warp 11 could go 1,331 times the speed of light in a vacuum,
which is 339,065,269,998 meters a second. The Millennium Falcon can go over 9,125,000 times faster than the speed of light in a vacuum, which is 2,735,636,179,250,000 meters a second. The Silver Surfer travels at 31,536,000 times the speed of light in a vacuum, which is 9,454,254,955,488,000 meters a second. And in this scene, the Flash must be moving at least 212 icosahexahenillion, 860 icosahillion, 607 enneadecillion, 667 octodecillion, 684 heptadecillion meters a second, or that really, really, really big number that's on your screen right now. But how much energy is he using up here? We know that the kinetic energy of an object is equal to half the object's mass times the object's velocity squared, or k equals half mv squared. According to the DC Wiki database, Barry Allen has a weight of 195 pounds, which is 88.4 kilograms about. So half that is 44.2 kilograms, times the square of the Flash's that big number up there at speed at this point is quite astounding. He is using a colossal amount of energy. He is using 2 times 10 to the 138 joules, which is a really big number that's much bigger than that number I said earlier, and probably even bigger than the number of muches I just said then. That was a lot of muches. It's about 2 tetracontrahexillion joules. All that energy is more than all the energy you would get if you turned every particle of matter and antimatter in this universe into energy, as well as all the energy that is just energy anyway in this universe. And this is why speedsters need to have access to the speed force to move so fast.
So please join me later for some more about the Flash, where I'll be talking more about the forces involved when he's going these kind of speeds and how he can save people when he's going this fast without blowing up the Earth through nuclear fusion. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and watch the next video. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.